7.5 is our entry, GD.
30.37.70. We're in right here. House count short 1 gold. 30.37.70. Taking 40 ticks of heat on this. This could be a holder. If we come back to adjust overnight inventory. That's the play we're looking for right now. We all know gold ripped overnight, so we'll see if we get a little correction here. Eddie, what's happening in the world outside of Top Step TV?
Okay, you want news or you want the news calendar?
Let's do both. What's on the docket for the rest of the day?
All right.
Rest of the week.
Those 7:30 numbers here.
Do some news.
Coming up in a Billy Buckner, 22 minutes. Red Book. We got Red Book coming up here. 42 minutes. Jackie Robinson, capital utilization and industrial production. We also do have manufacturing production month over month. 10:30, 52-week bill auction. And 12 o'clock, 20-year bond auction. And then later in the afternoon, we have an API crude stock number coming out. As far as we know, gosh, gold is performed center stage here today. We did see U.S. stock futures pointing a little bit lower after equities had signs of stabilizing in the prior session following weeks of volatile trading. Dow dipped about 67, S&P down about 8, and the NASDAQ dropped 35. Main indices rose yesterday, fueled by investors hunting for bargains. Yes, in the wake of the multi-week plunge in stock markets. Traders also gauging data. A slight bounce in the retail sales. February, below expectations. Took some relief from a stoppage in what has recently been a near constant stream of developments around, yes, that word, the tariffs. Media reports also suggest that the White House is reassessing its approach to trade. As I mentioned earlier, Trump, Putin will have a call. Hello, Donnie. Donnie, how you do? You do good? Good, Donnie. How's the tan? Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are due to hold a highly anticipated phone call today. The two likely discussing the possible deal to end the war in Ukraine. Keep your fingers crossed. Keep your prayers coming in. Let's see that happen. Ahead of the discussion, Trump said many elements of peace were in place, and the prospect of the deal, the potential lifting of longstanding sanctions with the Russian energy. Kremlin also said that it has declined to comment on what will be discussed, but we are here and we are watching the wire, and hopefully we catch that. But another thing we got to watch here today, NVIDIA. We got to keep close tabs on NVIDIA. The CEO, Jensen Huang's keynote address at the chip-making giants conference in California. Comments are likely to include thoughts on the path ahead for the multi-year boom in enthusiasm around the artificial intelligence that has made NVIDIA into one of the world's most valuable companies. And that's what I got so far here. I'm going to hand the ball off back to JD. Run with it, kid.
Thank you, Eddie. Taking a little heat on this gold trade. We took out the overnight high. We're kind of settling back inside the opening range right now. We're still in this trade. Our risk was kind of wide on it, so we did not get tagged on a stop. How are we feeling about this trade so far, guys? We're seeing a little selling come in after taking out that liquidity to the upside.
Yeah, we had to take out those stops above the opening range there. And the tempo is not good up there. So if we can't see this market rally, we're going to see a lot of weaker hands longs starting to get nervous. I don't hate it yet.
Yep. If it doesn't go up, it's going down, guys. That's our analysis.
If we closed above the high of that opening range, I would say just get out of the trade and don't even take the full stop. But
on the 30-minute, the 3-minute chart, right?
Yep, exactly, Hogue. But because we kind of looked above and came right back to our entry, I'll hesitate to say I want to add a contract to this, but it feels like it's coming down now.
Yeah, we're back to our entry price
above there. Nice long wick on that 3-minute bar.
Yep.
Making me feel warm and fuzzy.
That's the goal, right? Well, we're going to take a look
Absolutely.
at the opening range trade in crude oil also in about 24 minutes. Until then, Coach J, Mr. Hoagland, want to take a look at some charts? What's going on?
Love to. Always good to have Coach J here.
It's good to be here.
Always good to have JD. Always good to have Eddie here. Just getting things a little bit set up here. And
It's wonderful
all
to have
right.
hope.
Great to see everybody. I see Rick Quaz, a new top on the chat, but Anastasios always has something nice to say to everybody, which is such a pleasant thing in the morning here. The in trader Shibum, we see flying lions. God, I hope that doesn't start happening. Flying lions would be scary. Man caves, Michael Cole, high volume. It's good to see everybody. All right, starting with the weekly in the S&Ps. We know we've rolled, folks. It's a whole new world. It's a whole new contract. The June contract is now the front month. Adjust your levels, adjust everything. Everything's been adjusted on this chart. The 10%, the 5% off the all-time high. Got a new all-time June contract, all-time high here. But we did break below the area of balance that we'd been in for a couple 3 months. And we've seen a little bit of continuation. Now we've kind of fallen into range, which makes sense during rollover and prior to the FOMC meeting. We got an inside week so far. That's interesting. That's something we haven't seen in a while. Take a look at the daily, and it's rollover FOMC. It's range bound, range bound, range bound. So this is the daily chart. We come off the all-time high. We have a pretty decent downside move. One-time framing has now broken to the downside. We've got 2 up days in a downtrend. Could today be the third up day in a downtrend? Only time will tell. We have an inside day so far, and we added 49,000 estimated new contracts yesterday, and that would seem like a big number and a whole bunch of new buyers, but rollover. A lot of that is based is created by rollover, and on the expiration on Friday, we're usually going to see about a 500,000 contracts expire and settle in cash. So all of this increase in open interest is a function of rollover, not directional activity. It's one of the difficult things about rollover. So take a look at the 30-minute chart. Well, how did we do yesterday? We did pretty good yesterday in the S&Ps. The base of the late spike was rejected. We saw a double distribution trend day to the upside. We closed relatively high in the range. We've got our IB high, our IB low. We're in the middle of the range, maybe a little bit of overnight inventory. Here's where we opened last night. And here's where we're trading now. Not very deep overnight inventory, but still perhaps a little bit of overnight inventory. It's probably not going to be something I'm going to be focusing on this morning, as the market looks like it's going to be opening in range and inside the value area from yesterday. Well, it almost looks like we've got something very important coming out in the next couple of days. Jay, what possibly could be that important to put these markets in a range-bound mood?
I think I heard Eddie say something about an FOMC meeting. Oh, I could be mistaken, but I think that's tomorrow. We got a Fed decision tomorrow. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't see the markets really making too much of a directional move. I've said that before, and then the markets do exactly that. They make that directional move and surprise us. But if I'm going with what I expect, I'm not seeing too much of a directional move. Maybe fall back into this range.
Markets love to make a liar out of
Oh
themselves.
boy. Oh
They do.
no.
We did
What
get
are we
stopped
gonna
out
do?
on that gold trade.
See.
42.2 is the high. So now I hope gold runs to that Eddie's 5,000 target today, because then we would be very right about where that stop was.
Well, it's something we got to start thinking about getting long in, I think, because we did not get much of a pullback, not much of an inventory adjustment, and that usually indicates that the market is very strong.
Yep.
We'll see if we can find a way to get into a long here at some point. All right, back to the mini S&Ps. Again, the profile yesterday, double distribution trend day to the upside. If there is a trend day, that is the weaker of the trend days. A real trend day is the strongest. A little bit of emotion to the upside yesterday. You got to think about, what the market is attempting to do. Well, it's kind of range bounded. It's attempting to break out of that range, but I don't think it's doing a very good job. Not doing a very good job of it. And it's, again, rollover. All bets seem to be off during rollover as far as directional activity is concerned. It's just a tough time to trade. A lot of traders have been kind of sensing that. So, Jay, onto the NASDAQ area of balance. Again, this is the new contract, new front month, June contract. We got a new March all-time high, 5%, 10%, 15% off the all-time high. Boy, it really kind of closed up the bottom down there on this 15% in this June contract. But again, we broke. We had some continuation. Now we're in consolidation, waiting for new information. Rollover, FOMC, whatever the excuses are. It's range bound. Wait a minute. That's not what I meant to do. Here, let's take a look at the daily. Jay, if there's anything that you want to discuss while we're going through all this, please don't hesitate to let me know.
For sure, Hoke.
All right. All-time highs. One-time framing lower. One-time framing lower has now broken. We are in a consolidation, in rollover, blah, blah, blah. Well, you won't have to hear me say that again for another 3 friggin' months after this. Thank goodness for that. All right. So, the daily, we added 12,000 contracts yesterday again, but rollover. Volume you see falling off, but rollover. Inside extended trading hour range, inside day. Is it going to remain an inside day? Doesn't happen all that often, but when it does, the market is really just waiting for new information. And I believe, of course, these equities, all of these markets are looking for new information. With 30-minute chart. So the spike base from Friday, we really had a hard time holding that until last night. We opened, we looked higher, came back, looked back into the range from Friday, took out that late spike base, which we never did in the S&Ps once we opened up, and then we found buyers there, and we put in the highs late in this session with the settlement price up here at 20,038 and a quarter or 3/4, whatever. I think it was a quarter. And we're right in the middle of the range. We're in range. We're in value. Overnight inventory. Here's the opening bar. Here it is. And where are we now? We are trading here. So if there is overnight inventory, it may be to the short side. But again, opening in range and in value usually tells me I'm probably going to be better off looking for better trade locations as the day goes on. And we'll, of course, we're going to have to wait and see. We don't have I don't think, any really important new economic information coming out today. So it's really going to be all about tomorrow, the FOMC, and even more importantly, the chair presser after the close. So let me get rid of this thing. Why is it not getting rid of this thing? All right, let's try this. All right. So the 30-minute, again, in range, in value, another double distribution trend day to the upside, maybe kind of falling into repair possibly in the S&P and in the NASDAQ. We've got, a distribution of time and volume here, a distribution of time and volume up near the high. Market opening between them has a tendency for price to reach one or both of those accumulations of time and volume. I kind of look at a point of control that I kind of eyeball in between those two, and the market may have a tendency just to fill in any of the business that got missed on the way up yesterday. Fill in that area would make sense to me, and if that's my hypothesis, it tells me to be patient, to wait until the extremes, maybe the first hour, the initial balance is established, and look for those opportunities at those extremes of that initial balance. Thoughts on that, Jay?
I agree. Again, 100% Hogue. We've been seeing it over the past couple of days, right, where the first hour of trade has been pretty choppy. You know, I've been talking to traders in the VIP group, and they say they're getting chopped up in that first hour, and then we see the market pick a direction, where it's range bound, but the market normally doesn't stay in that range. I think in the S&Ps yesterday, that first hour range was like 35 points or something like that, and the likelihood that the S&P stays in a 35-point range is pretty low. So we'll get a move. You just got to be patient for it. To the downside, targets I'm seeing for potential buy opportunities if we're staying in this range, we got the 200 moving average on the 30-minute chart, which is at 19,790. That'll probably be somewhere near that 19,800 lows of yesterday's overnight range. So down near 19,800, and then to the upside, I have a monthly view up, which is at 20,176, which is this green line on my chart here. That's our range for now, right? Maybe it gets a little bit tighter, but those would be areas that I'm looking at where if we get up here without some significant buying, I'd be looking to short back into the range. And then the same thing on the downside, if we get down to 19,800, looking to buy back into that range as well.
19,800 in that 200 session moving average on the 30-minute chart, 19,791. So 19,800. That looks like a pretty good area there.
Yep.
Thank you, Jay. Let's take a quick look at that. Yes.
Oh, no. Where are we going to next? We're going to gold?
Yeah, and then let's check out crude, and then we'll take another stab here at gold here and see what we're looking at here. So on the weekly chart, obviously, I mean, nothing has really changed. We're range bound. We are tightening that range on the daily chart. We're in a tight range as well, maybe starting to break out a little bit above that range again, but roll over. Oh God, I'm looking so forward not to having to say that for a while. But in the weekly, we're still in balance. Daily rollover range, we're up at the kind of up at the upper extreme of the rollover range. That's these yellow boxes that I've put here. And we're testing that. We've got weekly kickoff high in the May contract, which is now the front month. You should be trading May. If you are trading on TopStepX, you are trading May. If you're trading on another platform, move it over. The volume is now in May. But there's not a big kind of divergence between those two prices on those two markets. So weekly kickoff levels adjusted, $68 on the high, $64.70 on the low. Still very close to the ranges in the April contract. So not a lot of change there. Looking like we're kind of getting a little bit expensive in this area of balance. So balance to breakout rules apply. Balance to breakout rules. Failed breakouts, you fade back into the range. Accepted breakouts, you go with. Go with it. All right. So the profile let's look at the 30. Go ahead, Jay.
5 minutes here until our red book, and then we got an 8:50 number opposite of the hour.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you, Johnny.
All right. So crude oil, again, we have a lot of overnight longs in this market. This might be an interesting market to take the opening range trade. You know, if we're not continuing this push to the upside, we're at the upper extreme in the short time frame, but medium time frame. This could be a really interesting opportunity to take that opening range trade. So we're going to definitely check that out. Right now, we'd be opening with a gap. We're opening at the upper extreme of the area of balance. We're still in rollover. Probably going to be hard for directional activity to ensue because, again, the longer time frame traders are trying to get a cheap rollover accomplished. And I think it's very difficult for them, especially in crude oil, especially because it happens every month. All right. We got weekly kickoff high, $68. This is going to be an interesting one, JD. Let's be ready and look for an opportunity here in this crude oil opening range trade. Gold kind of smushed us, but that's all right. Jay, what do you think of this? I mean, the overnight inventory opening with a gap, opening at the high end of the area of balance that we've been in for a couple of weeks, knowing it's rollover. What are your thoughts here?
So I do like the shorts in crude oil. I'm going back, just kind of looking at a 30-minute chart here. I'm looking at this highest volume that we had on March 3rd, and we kind of just traded up to 50% of that, which was 68.50. So we just rejected off of that level right around 5 a.m. Central Time, and we're making the move lower. So if we take a short anywhere, the risk goes right above that high. Conservative target on a short would be 67.72. If we continue to get selling there, 67.20 would be the target, which again, 200 moving average on the 30-minute chart, which we've seen be a support over the last couple of days, right? This entire way down, that 200 moving average is acting more as a resistance, started to flatten out a little bit, acting as a support now. Do we see the higher end of that daily range that we had in crude back up towards 70? But if we're going to take a short, I think there's 50 to 100 ticks potentially, depending on where we get in, and stop would go above 68.60 for now. If we hold above that 68.50, then target would be the other side of that sell side imbalance, 69.30.
Okay. Where were you at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Still asleep. Still asleep.
All right, let's take a look at gold, which has just been ripping to the upside here. Our balance area we broke out last week. We're seeing continuation. The market seems to be doing very well to the upside. It is entering kind of in the front end of edge of rollover, but I'm not worried about that right now. What I'm worried about is we've got the breakout which happened last Thursday, a little bit of a pullback on Friday, range bound a little bit yesterday, but definitely with an upside tint or hint to it. Now we're continuing to see this market move, and now this was the one of the levels that I was looking at was this trend line as potential resistance because it was support all the way up. I mean, one, two, three. How many points of contact? And I was looking at that as what might become resistance after being support, and it seems we're walking right through that. I've got a measured move, Jay, for the next kind of weekly kickoff level because at the weekly kickoff level, I didn't feel as though it was used last week, which was right up around 30,000 and that 3,000 level. Uh, Kind of is where the rally kind of started yesterday. We'll see that on the 30-minute chart. So 3068 is a kind of a measured move that I'm kind of looking at now. That's the measured moves are always kind of loose to me, and everything is always a zone. But this trend line, I think, was the next barrier to the upside, and take a look. I mean,
Totally missed the entry there.
when we
I don't know why
see
I took it off. I was scared,
overnight inventory this
and
long,
that's not how you trade.
and there's no effort to kind of
Oil
adjust that
is about to
inventory,
open, so
that is a
let's see what's
strong
happening
market.
there.
This is one of the
Yep.
things that we were talking about is we were looking for an inventory adjustment that just didn't happen. When you're in this situation, especially, we're at all-time highs. The all-time high was last week. It was in the overnight session. We talked about that yesterday. This is not going to be a lasting high. Well, guess what? It is not a lasting high. We're now above it. So I don't see any reason to sell this now. The only reason to sell it was that opening range was the high of the day, and we have all this overnight inventory. But when that overnight
He's talking
inventory
about this right here.
gets almost no effort to adjust it, the market is very strong. We are seeing delta positive about 103, but when we were taking out that opening range, it was negative at that time. So it seems like we're still seeing longer time frame buyers. Again, adding 1,200 in open interest yesterday. With see if we had negative delta. I think we did. Yeah, just negative 54, but still the market held against more aggressive sellers. And where did the market kind of find its buyers yesterday? We were looking for some sort of decision to be made right around this 3,000 big fat round number. It was magnetic for a period of time, but when it gave you two shots at it, right here and right here, to look for a potential long against that level, and it has not gone back to that. So then when I say when the market is magnetic towards a weekly kickoff level, I still look to the weekly kickoff level to be
No,
some sort of
it's
launching
martes.
point in either
¿Cómo
direction,
estás?
really.
pasé anoche, vi la puerta semiabierta, me di cuenta que estaba Dier, como ustedes le llaman. Yo le voy a llamar Mr. D, porque ese nombre se me enreda en la lengua. Anyway, Mr. D estaba ahí y yo dije, ok, voy a pasar. Guardé la bicicleta, me devolví y miré así entre la puerta, te vi a ti con los ojos cerrados, con la carita así para recostada a tu mano derecha, al hombro derecho, y Dier con las manos en la cara, sobándose, como las manos, los dedos, las manos en los ojos y así como pensando, meditando ahí internamente, y luego Sandrita era la que estaba hablando y yo dije, no, mejor no los molesto. Ya de todas maneras está un poquito adelantado esto y llegó ahí a orinar el palo, como dicen los perros. ¿Estás en casa? ¿Estás trabajando? ¿Qué haciendo?
I'd rather wait for the trade at the major level just because it's a higher probability that those longs are going to sell up at those major levels. So I agree with you, Hogue. Looking for places to buy it. Until then, we could use that major level 30-50 as a target if we do get it long.
Here.
And maybe on a retest of the high of that opening range, the 1 minute opening range was at 40. Maybe on a retest of 40, buying there gives us an opportunity to limit risk on a pullback.
Order filled. Probably going to focus more on the once the initial balance is established. The initial balance has been really respected as a failed auction on one side of it, or as support or resistance and continuation away. Yesterday was beautiful. There have been some really good opportunities on those initial balance highs and lows. So we may focus on the gold after that initial balance. If we get the intuition in and around that, we make
Get 3 right there.
now I think we focus on
Okay, now we cut it
oil
off.
opening range trade. You ready, JD?
I am ready to go. We got about 30 seconds till crude oil opens. We'll be looking at that 1 minute opening range. We'll take a trade based off of that. Looking for momentum.
I got
trade.
some time here,
What's up,
real
buddy?
quick. Brent, we did see that oil did rise 1%, highest levels since the beginning of the month here. We did see Brent up 84 cents, WTI also up 84. Now, watch these oil prices today because gain support from Trump's vow to continue to assault Yemen's Houthi unless they end their attacking ships in the Red Sea. So we're going to be watching news very heavy today, and I'm going to pass this back to you, JD.
Thank you, Eddie. 5 seconds till crude oil opens. 5 seconds. Here we go.
Didn't do it. Didn't do it. Oh.
Yesterday's high, 68.10 in crude oil, just bounced off of
Oh,
that.
you killed me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Gave me an opportunity, but I ain't
Order filled.
done.
Wow. Pretty wide opening range so
So
far.
we are going to 45.
Well,
I mean 50.
what is our high? 68.18.
Almost right to anchored VWAP or to session overnight session VWAP 68.04.
20 seconds to go.
Well,
Working our stops to enter. We got a buy stop to enter 68.19, sell stop to enter 68.03. Either side of the opening range in crude oil. Opening range has been established in crude oil. High 68.18, low 68.04. Might get tagged in here. Looked like it wanted to for a second.
Right to the tick.
like a tag team wrestling match. Tag me in.
Tag me in. One tick of slippage. 6802 is our fill. One tick of slippage on that crude oil. Entry. House count short one crude 6802.
Alrighty. Just took out weekly kickoff high of 68. A little bit of an inventory adjustment running here, which is good.
6794, last week's high. Melting through there right now. Put our CYA up at overnight VWAP. We have at 6821. CYA 6822 right now. Decent selling coming in off the open.
Order filled. I see last week's high in May at 67.73.
6773.
I may be wrong. Been wrong. A lot.
Haven't we all hoped? Yeah, I got it. I got it 73 as well.
So last week's high is indeed.
Right. Come on. Come on. Where is a real inventory adjustment on this? Where do we open?
28.
Yeah, 67.28, 67.30. I'd be happy back down to settlement.
We come
37.
going forward. Man, that's long. That's a lot of money.
Why am I showing
I don't know,
last week's
man.
high?
This makes me nervous talking about profit targets because whenever I do that, it never gets there. We're just gonna let this go.
Let it work.
Come on, you
We're
can go
letting
up.
We're letting it go.
We had a
Isn't
good
that
one
the,
last week, Hogue.
Is that the theme song from Frozen? Let it go.
It is.
My granddaughter knows that by heart.
Nobody wants me singing that.
Sing it for us, Eddie.
She knows it. I'll get her on and she can sing it for everybody.
We're giving Eddie a hard time in the green room because Forever 21 is closing all their locations, all 350 locations. No more Forever 21. Where will Eddie buy his t-shirts?
Well, I tell you, I got a text saying they were going to close, so I got in there early and stocked up for the next 20 years.
Picked up all your skinny jeans.
Yeah. Skinny.
Nice follow through on gold so far. Not touching this one.
Oh my God, Antonio.
Crude. Did I say gold? My apologies.
Yeah, it's gold, crude, whatever.
Whatever. Same thing, right?
I always thought, that Let It Go song, they should do an adult version called F It.
Why not?
Funny thing here, Jay Sims mentioned Spencer's. We were talking about that too.
We were talking about that too.
Yeah,
We come full circle this morning.
Hand in hand.
Full circle.
Is that still a store even? I don't know. I don't think I've been in a mall since 2019.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Man, they
Malls
move
still exist. How are they staying open?
They sell junk that you don't need, and you go there and buy it. This is
They
Costco
overpriced.
Overpriced.
All the malls that I know, they turn into like activity centers, right? They got like the bouncy houses and the trampoline parks and all that stuff. It's just stores where people go shopping. Everything's done online now, so gotta have something else to do.
A lot of old folks go there to walk.
Yep.
Yeah, I do that. I used to do that.
Especially in the winter.
They're at like 6 in the morning. Nobody's in there, and you walk.
We're not
Sounds like
that
fun.
age yet, are we, Eddie?
Oh, I was walking there. I mean, wintertime, you know, need a little exercise. It's when I could walk. Now I go there and crawl.
I might have to go to. I'll check out a mall on my vacation this week. Next week. It's been a while.
Definitely record it.
Maybe I will. Good content.
And get an orange Julius while you're there.
Yeah, and a cookie. This is Fields or a
Pretzel
Cinnabon.
bites.
Pretzel bites. There you go.
Go to one potato.
Get a little mall smorgasbord. Hanging onto crude oil. Little pullback here. Minor flagging pattern.
Order filled.
Bust through. Maybe we'll add on to this. Huh? Maybe I said. Maybe.
We're looking at settlement as potential target. Down at 38s. I do like that.
Settlement 67.37 in crude oil.
I got filled in gold
I do like that though.
for long.
Move back to settlement price. It's always a decent target.
Yes.
Manage.
Maybe if we get back to settlement, we start thinking about trailing. But so far, not touching this trade right now.
Position.
67.30. Isn't it?
67.37 settlement price in crude oil.
Yeah, that has profit target connotations to me.
Very good.
I don't want to say it. I'll whisper it. Might be a good profit target.
67.38 is yesterday's volume point of control, also right above there.
Oh, perfect.
Comfy level there. Very comfy level. We got ADX telling us it's a short. We got just volume just crushed here, didn't it, though?
We do have a number coming out in about 6 minutes. Industrial production capacity utilization.
Yes.
Say that 5 times fast.
So far as what I know is Putin and Trump call has started. Seeing this here on Juice. So watching the wire here.
Really?
Production coming up. They're looking at 0.2. Prior was a 0.5. Also at 9 o'clock, NVIDIA CEO speaking, and with Amazon undercutting NVIDIA with aggressive AI chip discounts.
Order filled.
Amazon put the malls out of business.
Yeah.
You remember when Amazon was just a bookstore?
Yeah.
I do.
I thought he was crazy. Who's going to buy books online?
Crazy's the new norm, Ogie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Like video killed the radio star.
Could have bought Starbucks, the IPO. Coffee's bad for you. I'm not known for my
$6 for a cup of
tremendous
coffee.
foresight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't even go there. It's like, are you kidding? Cup of coffee?
I go there once in a while, you know. It's like getting a real burger with real meat. You gotta pay for it.
My wife and daughter love it. They always go there to get their Costa lattes.
5 minutes.
I'm not a coffee connoisseur. I drink a cup of coffee every morning, but you will find me in line at McDonald's for the $1 cup of coffee.
There you go.
See?
It's actually pretty good coffee.
It is good.
It is.
It is good stuff.
All right, guys, while we're waiting for this crude oil trade to play out, what do you say we set up our fast market friends for success? Going into the open, Taking a look at the ES, we got settlement price up at 57.32 quartered. We've got yesterday's value area high 57.07. Value area low, I should say. Value area low. So we're trading inside range, inside value from yesterday. What are we thinking going into the open? Is this a setup for the opening range trade? We're in balance right now.
Yeah. No? I think they're both headed for repair days. Inside days.
Inside days. That means choppy sideways price action, folks. Ranging. If Dolby was here, Dolby is here. He's in the chat.
That would be my primary hypothesis. Would be inside day.
So looking for some sideways price action, playing either extreme of the range. Wait for that range to establish itself. We do see it happening overnight, starting at about 5:30 this morning. Nice.
Oh, DC is going.
Nice range.
Order filled.
We're on the lower end of it right now. Tested the bottom, tested that overnight low, came back, trading right back inside balance, right inside value from yesterday. You see this buying volume kind of drying up though. Looking at a 3-minute chart here. Let's take a look at the NQ. See if anything is different over here. Not a whole lot. This is a 5-minute chart of the NASDAQ. Tested settlement. Look at this. Tested settlement twice overnight. Bounced right off of it. And we've got our overnight VWAP up here at 19,675. Might be a target for a short, or again, like Hoke said,
it's trading. Difficult to lean on volume at all anywhere in these equities.
Yep. The roll is pretty much done. If you're still trading the March contract, be aware Friday March contract goes off the board. March contract expires
roll isn't
Friday.
done. Switch day, roll isn't done.
Okay.
There's still almost as much volume.
Let's look at the stakes here.
Volume is definitely split.
That will not be the case tomorrow.
No, it's going to wane from this point forward.
So that's a good indication.
Ain't over until it's over.
Just giving stuff back.
Over.
When is the roll? Well, watch the volume. Once that new month takes over in volume, then that's a good indication to say, okay, time to switch.
There you go. Official volume comes right from the source, cmegroup.com. Search for your favorite market and get the volume report. Pretty easy to do. Still in the crude oil trade, we got about 10 ticks into it right now.
Nice.
Minor number coming out. 10 tickies.
Where do you have the order that shall remain unnamed?
Still sitting up above, way up above overnight VWAP, 68.22. We did flag, looking at a 1-minute chart on the crude oil right now. We did flag.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
All right, numbers out here, kids. U.S. industrial production. They were looking at a 0.2%, coming in at 0.7. Capital utilization 78.2, and the manufacturing output month over month. They were looking at a 0.3, coming in at 0.9. That's what I got. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you, Eddie. Just call that a non-event.
5 seconds. Oh my God. Glad I looked.
Well, I'll start. Folks, take a deep breath. Stay humble, grateful, creative, and centered in your trading today, and pray for peace every day.
Thank you, Hogue. All right, house count short 1 crude oil.
Rally base rally. Interesting.
Trade right now, so we will continue to update
rally base rally. What are we going to do?
I don't want to sell some more, Hogue.
You selling there.
Broke through that flagging pattern.
I like it a lot.
Looking at a 1-minute chart.
Hit the button. Order filled.
Oh,
don't think, just do it.
You sell 100, it's going to make our one lot look real good.
Yeah, right. What's the old line? There's a time to act and a time to think. And this is
we went high. Oh no.
Order filled.
Oh no.
My God, man.
We are.
All right.
Oh, we're still long more. Oh man. Oh man.
Coming back here again.
Just
Here.
take me out. I don't want to go long. I don't want to go long.
You
No,
do that.
no,
All right, cool.
no,
Serving up your Tuesday
no,
morning
no,
dose of Fast Markets.
no,
It's
no,
Coach Jay and Kevin.
no.
Kevin is joining Fast
It's
Markets today.
terrible, man.
We're
Asking for
tremendously more excited
forgiveness.
to have him here. Kevin's been trading. He's been kicking butt all this week and last. So let's hope we learn something from him.
Order filled.
Here we go. Let's get just. Oh, you only got me on 3. You were supposed to go. Come on, man. Oh, you're going on. I don't care. I just want to get out. You're too crooked.
You know what? Don't go away. We got a lot
Crooked.
going on here today. So let's have
Come on, come on, come on. Take those 6.
We promise.
I want to get out of this because I'm not trusting that dodgy. Hopefully he just goes there and picks me up and lets me out because...
Order filled.
Thank you, kindly. Alright. Let's get back to the game. This is... not bueno, man. Not bueno. I missed the goal. Definitely missed the goal. Where's the goal? Right here. 43. He got me right here on that one right there. We should shoot for 45 with 10, right? 5. Let me see if it's gonna do it to me. There we go. Okay, no. There we go.
Order filled.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you do 50? You did 45, but you didn't do 50. I'm not taking it, man. 800. I should have done it in bunches. Oh my god. Here we go again. My nightmare. Not waiting for the retrace.
Step office. We're still here in Old Town, and we'd be remiss if we didn't show you the very first TopStep Trader billboard, right? And I'm still thinking the alderman has a problem with this, but get a load of this. This is the very first TopStep Trader billboard.
I have to ask you a question now. What's the market's job?
The market's job is to find a level where two-sided trade can take place.
And it did not succeed in doing that at those lows, did it?
No, it did not. So higher prices were cutting off activity this morning. Early on, remember, it's a continuous two-way auction process. Early on, when the market tried to sell off, correct overnight inventory, volume dried up. Good idea, volume's going to trade higher. So many times, traders get whipsawed because they are so focused on price. And they don't understand that price without context and time and volume are part of the context associated with the auction.
It's hard to be on a trade seeing that red freaking showing up. I want to write this. I will write this. So we're going to
Order filled.
There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That right there. Okay, so why do we still have... Oh, we still have two going. All right. So if we got... Where's my... Wow. 340. We're going to do one right here. And we're going to do one... We're going to leave the last one.
Order filled.
Oh my God, he took everything. You saw that? The algo just took it, man. So cancel all, flatten all. And thank you all for watching me lose and gain in simulator. Practice account, all right? No lie. Practice account only. I do have a real one, but I haven't started it yet. It's right there. Okay, new one. Boom, 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 0. All right, see the March 17? March 17 is there. Okay, so we're going to get out for now and come back. Get out. Get out. Antonio Valentin, get out. Boom.